Hey Internet, it's me, two-time Emmy Award-winning nominee, Brendan Fraser. Back for more questions about Graphtech stuff. And also it's episode 2 of the, Justin's Big Adventure, where he takes cold medicine because of the internet virus that's going around. And I answer questions, or I'm just standing in the middle of the street off my face on cold meds. Either way, I'm happy. So, on your questions. First one's from Marco. He asks, hello Justin, you helped me find the right nut for a project guitar not too long ago. Now I'd like to get the right tuners. And I just found out you also carry those. Do we ever? They'd be for a 2001 Fender Squier Stratocaster. Standard 10mm holes with 2 pins. The only other detail that I didn't see on your website is that they be black. Can you lead me in the right direction? Thank you, Marco. Yes. Wait, what? You were on our website? We have black tuners on our website. You didn't look very hard. If you want 2-pin 6-in-line Squier tuners with black finish, then go for the PRL 8721-B0 for black. There's a list. I think the black ones are even on the top. Anyway, go for those ones, and then they'll pop on. You won't have to use any plates or drilling or filling. You'll just buy them and just throw them in the general direction of your guitar's headstock and they'll pop on. You're welcome. This next one's from Jack Carone. Hi. Forgive me for asking what has probably been asked many times. That is literally the name of the show. Many time question Fridays. My serial NC7 Squier Strat needs a nut. It is the first year they branded them Affinity, and the spec seems to be mostly like American. Wood, 22 frets, etc. Your PQ 5000 seems to be the closest to my home amateur measuring, but not exact. Wondering if you've ever solved this specific question. Thanks, Jack. Yes, it is a kind of common question, but just in general. The Squiers, the Strats. What? Okay. Yeah, for a Squier Strat, especially the Affinity ones, you'll want to go for the PQL 5000. Only difference between the PQ 5000 and the PQL 5000 is the L stands for lubricated. So it's that. It's permanently lubricated with Teflon. So then your Strat will stay in tune and the strings won't bind in the nut. And yeah, that should just be a drop replacement. Might have to sand the edges down a little bit. We make it a little longer than you would need so that you can sand it down, because the opposite would be worse, because you can't anti-sand. I don't know. You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, but it's difficult because half my brain works. So yes, PQL 5000. Also, if you want the string trees, PQL 7004s. This next one's from Marco van der Vorl. Dear, I would like to replace the nut for my Squier Affinity Strat 2018 by a Tusq nut, preferably black colored. Would you please advise me which nut to order? Many thanks in advance. Best regards, Marco Velden del... That guy. Same person. So, same thing. Affinity Squier Strat. You want to go for the PQL 5000, except he said black. So PT 5000. And then same thing with the bonus factor. Go for the PT. What were we talking about? String trees. 7004s. Actually, we do a kit for the black ones because they're cheaper. That comes with all of it. So PT 5001. And then, yeah, you'll have all of those things. The same things the other guy has, but they'll be a darker shade. This next one's from Pavel? PW, there's some Z's and Y's. Yeah, okay. Pavel, hello! I would like to try Tusq bridge pins on my 2005 Guild F50R. Can you please advise me which ones would fit the best? Best regards, Pavel. So, for, who was it? Guild. For Guild guitars, you'll want to go for any of the traditional style. Presentation ones will be too small, so don't buy any of those. Don't touch them. No. Go for the traditional style. They will fit your guitar. So those are the ones you want. Next question. This one's from Donald Hart. Hello, can you please tell me if Graphtech manufactures a pre-slotted Tusq flat bottom Martin 1 3/4 inch nut to fit a 2018 0028 reimagined acoustic guitar? The model does not use this sloped bottom nut version, PQM644, as previous Martins may have in the past. If a suitable alternative nut exists, can you please supply me the part number? Thank you for your help regarding this. I legitimately have not spoken this much in the last week, so this is like cardio for my lungs and throat and whatever system. So yeah, For the Martin style nuts that we make, they will all have the slanted bottom. It's like at an angle. I should stop covering the mic when I'm talking into it. They'll have a slanted bottom because a bunch of the Martin nuts, if you look at them at the side, they look like they're leaning forward. And the nut slot is at the same angled pitch that the headstock is, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's an aesthetic thing that they decided to do and thought it'd be cool, and who am I to judge? But it made it so that we had to make them nuts. So we did. We made a bunch of them. I think there's like 4. But if you have one of the ones that doesn't do that, then you'll want to go for something. We don't make a nut that is 100% a drop-in for that, but the closest thing to it would be, for that one is 1 3/4. So you'll want to go for the PQ 6234. It's gonna be a bit thicker than you need. I think theirs are like a 5.5. It's over a 5 mil. It's like 5 mil or something, and this one's 6 mil. So take the millimeter off with sandpaper, and then yeah, it should be tall enough. Yeah, it should. You're good. Go with that one. PQ 6234. I just had an argument with myself in my head out loud about the nut. You don't care. Anyway, buy that one. Put it on your guitar, and then party. All right, this next one's from J. Castelladero. Hi, I have a Fender DG14 SCETF acoustic, and I have a few questions. Is it worth it to replace the nut and saddle with Tusq on this guitar? I think it comes with Uria. Is it worth the expense not being a high-end guitar? If so, can I purchase the nut and compensated saddle from you without taking my guitar apart just to take it to my local luthier for install? By this, I mean, could you give me the right Tusq nut and compensated saddle for this guitar without me pulling them out of my instrument first? Finally, would Tusq be better than Bone? Thank you so much for the time and help. I appreciate it. I'm a bit lost with this issue. Best, Jay. Yeah, I mean, that's like all of the parts that we make. Obviously, our like bread and butter is selling to OEMs to put them on their guitars and whatnot. But my favorite thing about all like the Tusq nuts and saddles and bridge pins and tuners and bridges and other things that I can't remember is taking cheap guitars or affordable guitars, putting our parts on them, and then making them nearly as good, or like making them sound and play as good as a guitar that's 2 or sometimes even 3 times as expensive. So yeah, especially for like the kind of cheaper Fenders or Yamahas, there will usually be plastic or Corian or bone or I don't know, just a bunch of other stuff. At the very least, just replacing the saddle, like plastic or bone saddle with a Tusq saddle, you'll immediately notice it'll be louder, you'll get more just everything, like low end, top end, mid end. It's like going from 3 people singing a note in harmony to like an entire choir. There's just way more harmonic content, and again, just the sustain and volume and all that fun stuff. It's ridiculous. So for the Fenders, yeah, you'll want to go for the PQ 9272, and for the nut, you'll want to go for the PQ 6143. And both of those will be pretty much a drop-in replacement. You might have to sand the edges just a little bit just to get it snug so it'll fit right in there. But both of those Fender buys from us and are as close to a drop-in replacement as you can get. Also, you might want to look at upgrading the bridge pins. They are the first thing that the string is contacting and transferring that vibration between the string and the actual body of the guitar. So they have a surprising amount of effect on your tone, sustain, all the buzzwords that every person says about guitars. Any of the traditional style pins will fit in there as well, and will also be an upgrade for your Fender. Would it be better than Bone? Hell yeah! Bone sucks. Bone's an organic material. It's tradition to use it because reasons. But yeah, it's porous. It smells like a dentist office when you sand it. Also, poachers, and those guys are assholes. Nobody likes them. So buy our stuff because we make it right over there. There's some dude standing over there right now making it. And you know what he doesn't do? Shoot elephants. You know why? Because he's not a horrible person. So yeah, there's your reason too. What else? Oh yeah, we make it specifically for guitars. So remember all those buzzwords I said? That's exactly all of the words that we took into consideration when we made the material. So we were like, how do we get more sustain? Well, we do this. How do we get more tone? Well, we do this. So then that's what Tusq is. So yeah, it's way better than Bone. Also, you can sand it and not smell like you're grinding teeth. I mean, unless you like that kind of thing, then you're just a crazy person. Last questions from John Tenney. Hello, I'm looking for a new bridge / saddle set for an Ibanez AF75 Art Core hollow body electric guitar. It has the stock Tune-o-matic bridge. I'm looking for a high quality replacement that reduces buzzing and enhances tone. What do you recommend? Thanks, kindest regards, S. John Tenney. Yeah, for the Ibanez's, you'll want to go for the, I don't know if I said this in this episode or the last one, but anyway, it's all a blur. You'll want to go for any of the 6mm post bridges. I don't remember if that guitar has like a Bigsby style tremolo on it or not, but regardless, you'll want to go for the ones loaded with our string saver saddles, because they're awesome, because you'll stop breaking strings. Also, if there is a tremolo on it, you do a bunch of wavy, dive-bomby surf stuff, those are none of the things that are related to each other. Anyway, since they're lubricated, the strings will just glide right back into place, and I want this question to be over. I would like to not be in front of hot lights now, please. So anyway, go with that. PS 8863-C0 for Chrome. Hopefully next week I will stop being sick, and if I'm not, call a doctor. Anyway, that was episode 57 of FAQ Friday. Thanks for watching, and leave your comments, questions, queries, concerns, all of the above. But put them below. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, stop watching the video. Hit the subscribe button to see more, because this happens weekly, whether you like it or not. And there's playlists up there, and I'm gonna go sleep. So see you next week. Party hard or medium. Well, you get one now. That's it. This is the first time I'm allowing it. If you don't want to party hard, party moderate. So see you next week.